Right, so from the Mandalorian to Warrior Nuns to the game.
To Ellen Road.
So let's go to Ellen Road. So, Jam, start. Standing all together.
Yeah, where do I start? You know, let's start with
Leeds.
let's start with the team.
We're marching all together.
Like I said, folks, we are so happy to be back.
Absolutely.
Just like the Thin Lizzy song, the boys are back in town. Right, sorry. Let's go. Let's kick this off.
Let's start with the team sheet.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah, a lot of surprises.
What were you saying about the team sheet?
The team sheet is he rolled the dice.
Thank you.
You know, he rolled the dice. You know,
he's finding his team.
He put in saying I think in midfield he was limited. He didn't have enough options anyway. So he played what he could.
Yes.
Xhaka and Ceballos, we'll get to them.
Yeah.
And the surprise start was Pepe on the right. Willian, who he's having a hard time, who's fresh from his Dubai trip a couple of days ago.
Yeah, and a lot of people think he should have been reprimanded for that.
Yeah, and he didn't tell the club all that, you know. He started. Willock started.
Willian had the right frame of mind. It was like, listen, I'm not watching this international.
Yeah, okay.
I'm going abroad.
Yeah.
Sorry.
A bit risky in these times.
Should have watched some Warrior Nuns.
Yeah.
And Aubameyang down the middle.
Yes.
Right? So we're thinking, you know, decent team. Back four. Rather than a back three.
Exactly.
Although it got quite hairy at the back. But, so the team sheet, no qualms about that. Looked at a positive change from last few teams. And then I'm thinking, let's go, right?
Let's go.
So straight from kickoff, Holding gets the ball, gives it away. Straight from kickoff. So that's a bad start. But to be fair, like you pointed out, Gabriel, the first 20 minutes, we bust the game. Right?
So we
bust it. We're pressing high for a change.
Words in your mouth.
You're doing an Arsene Wenger.
No, we bust it, mate.
Jedi mind trick.
We were creating, especially the first 15 minutes, all the best chances came to Arsenal. We looked lively. We were pressing. Pepe looked lively. There were, I think, Ceballos had a shot. Pepe was turning the fullback inside out on the left, and he cracked the bar. So there were chances, and Bellerin was running through and creating a chance for our striker where he should have really just squared it because Pepe was clean open. So actually the opportunities were there, but it's just we just can't get things on target right now.
All right. So could I ask you?
Yeah.
Looking at the team lineup, was you happy with it?
I was. Yeah. The only thing that I wasn't happy about was certain people starting, but
like who?
Xhaka, for example.
Okay.
Haven't been his biggest fan lately, and he hasn't given me he proved me right again from the way that he played. And to be fair, I wouldn't have started with Willian, but again, what other options does he have? Right? So the game went on, and the thing is, as the game went on, what happened was they began to walk around our press, and one of the reasons for that is the energy of the team. There's so much that pressing style, especially after an international break.
Yeah.
It's very hard against a team like this, which swarm you.
Yeah.
They attack with so much energy, and they're passing. They move the ball so quick, right?
So well.
Very impressive. Very smooth counter.
So well.
Yeah. So what they did was they realized that they can get around people like Xhaka and Ceballos and attack our wings, right? Our fullbacks, right? So that way they become, and now we do that thing where I hate as soon as we get attacked, we drop far too deep, right? So what happened was our two midfielders were in line with our centre backs. Why is that? That happened in the Villa game, and it happened again. As soon as you get boxed in like that, it's hard to get out again and grab the game by the scruff of the neck.
Yeah.
Against a team like this. Listen, Leeds are very good football. They will do that to a lot of teams that come to Ellen Road, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Just to interject there, and we'll get Lord Vader's views in a minute.
Yeah.
So because we want to just stick on like the first half.
Yep.
But I'm gonna go to some of the comments from another platform.
Yep.
And one comment was, "Oh, we couldn't even be a championship side."
No.
Now
a championship side with a great manager.
Have the person that said this, have they not seen what Leeds have done to teams?
They done to us. They done this to us at the Emirates.
But they've done this season.
Yeah.
Leeds have shown no fear.
Yeah. They scored 3 at Anfield.
They've scored they've showed no fear against any side in the Premiership.
Absolutely.
And for you to say we couldn't even beat a championship side, how are you thinking?
Well,
what are you thinking?
I think you have to look at also the circumstances, right? This team was without Luis, without El Neni. We had no backup left back. There was no Partey, who's becoming an integral part of the side, not defensively, but the way we progress the actual ball, the way that we go forward. Yeah. Yeah. And Luis as well, people are seeing now that he's an important player.
Of course.
Right? Because certain people are and I'm not going to point fingers yet, but our progression, and this is what they mentioned on Sky before the game in the pre-game, the progression of our attacks from the back to front is lacking, right? So it's not just people are saying we're not creating enough shots, we're not creating that, but it's just the number of times our moves end up in the final third is limited.
Yeah, but we pointed this.
Right?
I pointed this out last year.
Yeah. So
before we started the show, even before we got Partey, I was
even
moaning
less than
about
last year.
Oh, even before Partey came, I said, we've the way our transition from defence to attack is poor.
It's poor, yeah. You have been saying
slow and laborious. Oh, not laborious. That's not even a word. Laborious.
Yeah.
There's no. Yeah. Look how Leeds moved up the pitch,
ball.
Especially on the left-hand side. How they moved at pace.
Yeah.
So the percentage of the number of times possession ends in attacking third. We are 19. There's only one team worse, which is Newcastle, right? So, as you said, it's been a problem, but it's getting worse, But there's circumstances for that. When certain players come back, that will be less of a problem.
Which certain players?
Luis, for example, Partey. Right? I know. He's not your. But
it's nothing to do with him being my favourite.
But he's an upgrade on Holding.
Yeah, he's an upgrade. Yeah. But even still, when Luis was there, our progression wasn't fantastic.
It was fantastic against Leicester.
What, one game?
It's not one game, but to be fair, he's been a good signing for us.
Yeah,
he gets a lot of flack,
but he's not going to increase our moves and speed of progression. Hugely.
It's not just him, because you need other players also, right? So if you put in place
him and Partey are not going to increase it that much to where we're gonna have that fluency. It's still gonna take other players, to enhance what they're gonna bring.
Are you saying bringing Ozil?
I said bringing Ozil last week or against.
We might have to at this rate, because my goodness, we had Saka injured now, and who else was injured yesterday? There was someone else. Willian came off. So actually,
Pepe is suspended.
He's struggling to start men in the Europa League now.
Start the kids. We've more or less done the job.
Yeah, I think,
which is good. Start the kids.
I think Emil Smith-Rowe will get a chance.
Yeah, and you know what? It's in times like this where somebody surprisingly steps out from the shadows that you're not expecting.
Alioski last season.
One thing that was very frustrating. Set pieces. What is going on with that set pieces?
Oh my days.
Have you seen that mini huddle between who is it? Xhaka, Ceballos and Willian?
Yeah,
where they stood over the free kick.
I saw that.
And they had that committee of which one of us is going to sky the ball in there.
And you had no faith. You had no faith in any of them.
And Ceballos, when did we actually see him take ever free kick?
Yeah, it's true.
He came and the most shocking free kick ever. You know,
it's true. Reece Nelson was terrible.
And we hired.
Didn't we just hire a specialist?
Yeah, we had. To be fair to him, we haven't conceded from set pieces, but we can't score or take one.
So, Lord Vader, just before we come back to you, Lord Vader, how did you find the first half of the game?
I found the first half of the game more or less like how Arteta called it. I thought the first 25 minutes or so was an even battle, and then all of a sudden our energy levels dropped off a cliff. And it was like Leeds just steamrolled us into submission, basically. And I know in the group I was messaging you, Jamal, about Alioski and that left-hand side. Yeah. And you were correct in saying, Leeds are attacking from everywhere.
Yeah.
But they were particularly strong down that left-hand side where Alioski, where Pepe was not doing any work. And that's the side of Pepe.
Yeah.
Which drives me mad. You know, he's got all the ability going forward, but unfortunately in the modern day, unless you're Messi or Ronaldo or Salah and you're divvying up 20 goals a season, you have to do your work going backwards. Yeah. I watched the Liverpool game straight after against Leicester. Mane.
Thank you. My point exactly.
Is like a machine.
Mane.
And this is why Liverpool is so hard to break down.
Yeah.
But the thing is about that I saw about that game, Mane was tracking back, but Jota wasn't tracking back a lot.
He was doing
what was
his work,
happening. Wijnaldum was filling in for when Milner goes forward. Wijnaldum fills in. Why is our midfielders not reading the game?
God knows.
But even still, you get Saka. Saka was, even when we were down to 10 men.
Yeah.
Saka obviously had to do his fair share of work, but Saka does a lot more work than Pepe for somebody who's like 4 years younger than him.
But the interesting thing is, in the second half, they switched sides. You know, the first half, they're a very clever team. They were killing us from the left-hand side. They went to the other side, Tierney's side, just peppering. So they have...
Yeah, but I didn't get much joy out of that. But my point was that, we were very good for 25 minutes. Second half, last 25 minutes of the first, last 20 to 15 minutes of the first half, we, visibly dropped, which is what Arteta said. Mm-hmm. Second half, I'm sure Arteta got the players in at halftime and said, this isn't good enough. We need to do X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
We all know what happened. And then, it was just a case of backs to the wall. Keep them out at all costs. And we rode our luck,
absolutely,
which we were due. And we've been due it for many a year where we've battered teams and ended up with either a point or losing. Yeah. So, we earned that luck yesterday. And
how many times have we peppered teams?
Oh, we've peppered teams
and not come away with anything.
And we've got no praise. We've got no praise for Arsenal have battered that team. That it's all been about the other team.
Yeah.
Oh, Arsenal's woeful finishing. So Leeds' woeful finishing cost them yesterday.
So Jamal, going on to the second half now, and then we have a moment of madness from our most expensive signing.
Our most expensive signing.
Break that down for us.
Yeah, he was having a tussle with Ali. What was his name?
I'd hardly call it a tussle.
Alioski.
Alioski.
There was previous.
He's a Macedonian player. Yeah. So they had a tussle, which is you get that in every game. There was previous, yes.
I wouldn't even say it was a tussle.
Yeah, and there was a break in play, and then for some reason he stuck his head. Probably something has been said, you know. So he stuck his head in his face. You know, people saying head, but it's not a head, but he just, you know, when you touch face to face,
you butt heads.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, this guy, this guy,
you touch foreheads,
being a
like you do with your missus.
Yeah,
that's about as much power as he put into it, wasn't it?
A Razzie Award dive, yeah, holding his face, or I've been hit, right?
Not that I headbutt my missus. I should.
You need to clarify that.
Yeah, I need to clarify that.
Once
Lee
he's
was
Your Honor,
looking at me funny.
yeah,
this is what he said.
because it was like, boy, I was just imagining, you know, a can of Stella. Then,
no,
come here.
I'm not the wife.
Fast forward a year later.
Yeah, bang.
Your Honor, this is what he said on episode 10th of the Magic Hat Show.
Yeah, I just want to clarify. I am not a wife beater or a woman head butterer.
But you do drink Stella.
Yes,
and I do not drink Stella.
So he stuck his face right on his forehead. This guy being the clever player he is, he go, oh shit, I'm gonna get this guy sent off. Done the Suarez role, and Gary Neville was pointing out, he's in trouble here. Right? Oh, I think he's gonna go, and I knew before he even went to the screen and the whole.
Yeah, as soon as they showed the replay, that was like, yep, you're off, mate.
Yeah,
and you thinking, oh please God, let it be just, you know.
No.
There was no pleasing God there.
Yeah.
It's modern day football, isn't it?
So he gets sent.
And if we,
there's no excuse for it.
If the shoe was on the other foot and our player went down,
you
know, we'd gladly take it, innit, wouldn't we?
This is what I've been saying.
You can't blame the player for theatrics.
No, our player will try and fight him rather than going down.
Well, you know, but
right?
like I'm just saying, you can't blame the player for theatrics. And
there you go, it's part of the game.
If you can gain the advantage by getting a man sent off in this day and age, you know, that's it. But it was just to, you know, break off from there. I watched Match of the Day, and they asked, you know, Micah Richards, you know, what he thought of it.
I saw that.
Then surprise, they bring up a reel of him.
Yeah, where he stayed on his feet.
Where he stayed up on his feet.
Yeah,
and it was more right. But then he done it Sunday League style.
He waited for the tunnel.
In the tunnel.
Yeah,
and he said, "Let's put it this way: I put my one was better than his one."
But the funny thing is, because I was listening to watching a different feed, and it was Tony Adams and Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank.
Yeah,
and the host asked Tony and Jimmy the same question, and Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank said, listen, in my day, he said, I'd wait for a 50-50.
Exactly.
And I'd go in.
Thank you.
And I'd go in hard.
That's exactly what every man would do. Like, right,
and Tony Adams
I've marked you.
Would wait for him in a tunnel.
Watch, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you back. All right. Wait. Thank you. That's exactly what the old school players would do.
Yeah,
you know, Ian Wright would like, right, I'm waiting for you.
Unfortunately,
Vieira
right now with VAR, you know, if you even graze the guy's ankle,
Jamal, there's ways. There's ways you can you can put, you know, a challenge in.
Yeah,
you know, if you're cute enough.
Yeah,
wait for him. Wait, but Pepe was like, and someone made a valid point where it was like we had the ball, we was in the ascendancy, and he actually turned round. He stopped what he was doing, turned round, and then tried to, I don't know what he tried to do.
Tried to be the hard man.
That was the first time that he got sent off in his whole career.
It's frustration. You know what it is? I was thinking about this yesterday, and it's the frustration that things are not going right for him at this moment in time. You know, his big move
on a
to
whole?
a big club. On whole.
Okay.
He's not playing because he before the international break, I read somewhere that he was complaining about
which is true,
lack of playing time,
which is true.
So it's for me, it's a build up of everything. He feels everything is going wrong. Arteta's not playing him. When he does play, he's having little impact on the game. Hence, yesterday he was in and out of it. Going forward, he was great. Going backwards, you could hear Arteta shouting, "Nico, get back! Nico, get back!" He must feel the manager's on his case.
I can hear him.
And talking about
your job.
and what Hasselbank said, right? That old school way, you would actually get punished less if you get sent off that way now. So if you to take 2 yellow or a hard challenge and you get sent off, you just miss one game, right? Yeah. With violent conduct, it's 3 games.
Many a times, mate.
Listen,
I've got my revenge. I've got revenge.
So many a times. One thing that I want to mention is that this is the 5th player that got sent off Arteta now, and all of them was for, sloppiness, violent conduct.
Who are the other 4?
The other 4 was
one is Xhaka,
Xhaka, Luiz,
yeah,
Aubameyang, and Nketiah.
Yeah, and Aubameyang and Nketiah ones were petty.
Yeah,
Luiz
so he needs to get. That's 2 more than any other Premier League team. So he needs to get his hands on that. He needs to.
Well,
what does he need
get
to do?
the discipline up?
This brings me on.
How can he get?
It's funny.
How can he improve the discipline? How can he improve the discipline?
He's the manager. He's the guy in charge.
How can he improve the players' discipline when they go on the pitch?
Because a lot of stuttering there, Jamal. Yeah, stop picking stupid players.
How can he when the players go on there and the red mist descend? How can
this is why he came out pretty strong on Pepe, because I think he's fed up. He doesn't, because the thing is about violent contact. That's 3 games.
Jamal,
you can't afford to miss players.
Jamal,
he knows
no matter how much you tell a player,
he's the manager.
No matter how much you tell a player, listen.
Yeah.
No matter how much you tell a player,
yeah.
Once they cross that white line, it's down to them. I've told many players that I've coached and managed, ones that have been hot-headed. I've told them, listen, I'll take you off. I won't play you. They'll play like, yeah, everything's all right. Yeah. Red mist descends. You go like that. No. Next thing you know, bang, red card. So, yes, he can tell Pepe, look, you have to learn from that.
Yeah.
But like what Gabe was saying, once you cross that red line, it's down to you.
It is about professional. It's not even down to Arteta. Arteta can speak till he's blue in the face. Keep your cool. Keep your cool. Don't react to provocation. What Pepe did yesterday has nothing to do with anything Arteta was going to say.
Particular, you can look at it like in an isolated way and say, this is his first red card. He doesn't have a previous, right? Lost his head. But make sure, use this as an opportunity to let all the other players know, right? That I'm not going to tolerate this kind again.
Yeah, but the sending-offs weren't down to petulance like Pepe.
Yeah.
Like Eddie's and David Luiz wasn't down to petulance. Yeah. So at the end of the day, he doesn't have to let the other players know.
He has to.
How does he have to?
He has to because, listen, it's 5 players now. It's 5 players.
But it's not down to petulance, though. Pepe's was down to petulance.
Call it petulance, call it sloppiness, call it lack of discipline. Right? It is lack of discipline. You have to keep your head. You have to keep your head.
Being late, being slightly late in the tackle is not petulance.
No. That you can excuse. Like take a 2 yellow or late tackle when you get sent off. That can happen where ref goes to the VAR and says that, that's a dangerous one. I can get that.
You break down the red cards. Break down the red cards, the incidents.
Can you remember them?
I can't remember most.
What was David Luiz one? Was the one that was just
he pulled back? Didn't he pull the player back or something like that?
Yeah, that was
the player got in front of him.
That was last man, right?
Yeah, last man.
Was it last man?
Right.
In Nketiah was a straight red, right?
Yeah, and that was a late. That was a late. That was
high kick.
Counted at dangerous play.
Dangerous play, yes.
Okay.
Aubameyang, same thing.
Aubameyang was the other one as well.
But then, wasn't it the you saw the same tackle in the next game where the referee didn't send players off?
But the thing is, we've
West
had
Ham. It was in the West Ham game. Yeah, it was true.
But they have to keep their heads. It's simple as that. They have to keep their heads. But we can't afford to, because 3 matches, you tally up over season. That's too much.
Nah. I'm sorry, because that's like when Wenger's team used to, rack up all the red cards. Then all of a sudden, they made a big deal.
That was a different time.
They made a big deal out of it, and then all of a sudden, we turned soft.
No, I think there's certain clubs who get away with certain tackles.
Yeah.
And there's certain clubs like us who, unfortunately,
to me,
we just seem to be, we do something.
Yeah.
Yeah, he should have, I'm not disputing that he should have been sent off.
Yeah.
But the Eddie one, there's games, like we say, where other players do it and they, the referee's like, play on, or you get a yellow card.
Yeah, and Vardy, he, in the same game, he should have been sent off and he wasn't.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is, when you look at tackle per game, we're bottom. So we don't actually make enough tackles to rack up these yellows and reds, right? So the other way that you have to look at it is we controlling the game less now, less possession. Our possession went down from, it used to be like 62% average, now it's down to 50. So you're controlling the game less, and you're not as good as retrieving the ball back, right? So the control is not there. You can't keep the ball long enough to dominate the game. So it's a cocktail of problems why, maybe these frustrations happen.
I don't see it. I don't really see, like I said, disciplinary problems, because it's funny. On another platform, another person came out with this absurd comment.
What's that?
How Arteta has been inconsistent with his disciplinary. The way he handles the discipline in the club.
Is he saying
I'm scratching
he's
temple?
Got favourites within the team where he?
No, he was just saying, i.e., let's say Willian goes abroad without telling anyone, allegedly, and he wasn't reprimanded because he shouldn't have started.
Yeah.
And but then Guendouzi gets he doesn't.
Yeah, but there's a story behind both of them.
We don't know. We don't know what
Hold on. The thing is, with Willian, nobody knows what went on behind closed doors, which is what Arteta always says to the journalists when they want to try and get information out of him.
When they probe.
Yeah, he just says, this is there's nothing. I'm not going to tell you. But with Guendouzi, we know Arteta asked Guendouzi to do certain things, and Guendouzi point blank refused.
Yep.
So that's why Guendouzi's been frozen out. Arteta may have spoken to Willian, and Williams apologised profusely and said, very sorry, this is not going to happen again, which is the complete opposite of what happened with Guendouzi.
Yeah.
So him, whoever said that is not being completely fair in their assessment that, Arteta's not being equal in his punishment. Because I'm sure if Willian turned around to Arteta and said, "No, what are you talking about? I can do what I want, blah, blah, blah," Willian would have been playing with the kids.
He's also making that point about the bust-up between Ceballos and David Luiz, how Ceballos gets to play, but David Luiz doesn't. The person made that point.
But we don't know why David Luiz didn't play.
Thank you.
Was there anything come out from that?
It's one of those things.
People just jump into conclusions.
There's a lot of stuff, like even the Guendouzi, it could be like his behaviour behind the scenes with the teammates, with the staff.
Exactly, there's a load of stuff
that
we don't see. We think we see a lot, but we don't see anything.
Yeah, and Arteta's not prepared to disclose.
Which is why, like I said in the last episode, I don't want to see these videos from Arsenal screaming and shouting and hollering and having fun.
Yeah.
Because you're giving people an impression that they can see, they're having a view into something that they're not.
Yeah.
Keep all that behind closed doors. Like, work on your crossing.
and free kick taking and corners.
Yeah, the set pieces, not to go over old ground, was shocking.
Yeah, so to get back on the second half, I thought the subs were good.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, inspired substitutions.
I think, and especially Saka coming on.
Yeah.
And the unfortunate thing is,
he's injured now.
Yeah, with that Pepe red card, that meant Willock had to come off.
He should have come off.
Yeah.
He needed to come off anyway.
Yeah, but you would like him to see what he could do in the second half.
we saw what he could do in the first half.
It was
which is why he came off in the second half.
It was a tough game, Gab.
I'm not disputing that, but everybody's been hollering for Willock to start.
Yeah,
and he was,
and you know, it's like
he didn't pull up any trees.
Our best move in the first half came from an exchange between him and Pepe, and passing it, beautiful pass to Pellerin. I don't know. He tried to shoot first, but he miscontrolled it, and the chance petered out. But Saka came on in the second half, and my God, he was by far our best player. His movement, you know, getting on the end of chances, and the energy that he showed. It's a real shame that he got injured. But it's just that one great chance that we had, that one chance we've been waiting for. Bellerin, who made a fantastic run, great ball, and he just saying to Saka, just hit it first time.
I was screaming at Telly, come on! Hit
it first time. Don't go around.
My God.
You have to give credit that French keeper.
I kind of thought that
I have no idea how he...
Vardy would have put that away.
Yeah, it's first time. No, he should have put it away. Saka should have put it away. And if it's one
I didn't think he was going to score.
If it was on his right.
One criticism about him, and he had that great chance, was it against Man United, was it, in the first half? Where he had that header. Yeah. It's just that bit of... Because that will come with...
That'll come with time, because I tell you what, he was tearing away from those Leeds players.
Yeah, and the run was amazing.
Like, I know he's fast, but he just looked like he was had extra gears all of a sudden when he came on.
You have to admire that whole move, because
right. So shall we?
It was late into the half, and Bellerin got the energy from somewhere, right, running through, and it's great run, and that was the time to just tuck it away. Yeah. So